We are back. That's right. We are back to movie reviews by Dr. B and
Mrs. B.
I'm an anthropologist and she's a
independent artist scholar.
There you go. This is our next podcast. We want to thank Podbean. We want to thank iHeartRadio. So stay tuned. Here we go, y'all. We are back. That's right. We are back to movie reviews by Dr. B and
Mrs. B.
I'm an anthropologist and she's a
independent artist scholar.
That's right. And we are also persons of color and with 3 children who are
adults.
And we are baby boomers. And this really fits us very well in this movie review. This is movie review of Coming to America. Coming to America. The sequel. That's right. The sequel, Mrs. B.
Number 2.
And we're going to do a quick synopsis of this because this movie just came out with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. And we're going to break it all down. But right now, guess what, Mrs. B? Let's give a thumbs up or thumbs down on this movie that just came out.
Well, I'm going to say it's not as good as the first one, great as the first one. Second one's pretty good. They took a different turn. But I'm going to say thumbs up.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you. I didn't know where she was going to go. I give it 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Mrs. B. And the reason why, I didn't know because, again, let me just preface this and let you know, I'm a little biased because I'm an Eddie Murphy fan from day one. I'm an Eddie Murphy fan from day one.
Your breath? When you heard her breath,
I didn't know.
Put that thumbs up?
I didn't know where she was going to go, y'all. But it features Eddie Murphy. It features Arsenio Hall. It features James Earl Jones. It features, oh my gosh, all the greatest actors that were in the first sequel.
Most of the actors that were in the first sequel.
Practically all of them.
Movie.
Practically
all of them. They brought them all in. Everybody wanted a job. Come on in.
John Amos was there. Who else? They had all the actors. Garcelle Bavot. She had a non-speaking role. I was surprised about that.
Yeah, she had a non-speaking role. I was surprised about that.
They have a few. They had, of course, Tracey Morgan. Tracey Morgan was in the movie. Tracey Morgan was in there. What do you think about Tracey Morgan?
That would be the uncle that some folks
the uncle. Tracy Morgan played the uncle of the new segment. But here's the plot. First, let me just say prefaces. Yes, I'm wearing my little kente cloth. I'm wearing my kente cloth. Hold on. I gotta tell the folks I'm wearing my kente cloth. Coming to America, my kente cloth.
The Ghana kente cloth.
Thank you. Have to give props to Eddie and the country. Yeah, our culture. Thank you.
There was various cultures there.
But the plot was a movie. Let me just very quickly. James Earl Jones, the father, they wanted to find out. Guess what? Eddie has to make sure that he gives over his kingdom to his heir, and he found out he had an heir who was a male that came about because. How did it come about?
Well, let's just say the actress Sherry. She has played the role of Lisa. Yeah. She still looks beautiful.
She looks great. She looks great. She looks fantastic.
And she had a surprise. It was supposed to produce an heir. And Hakeem was supposed to produce an heir. And
Hakeem was supposed to produce an heir. He has 3 daughters. Oh, by the way,
those were the
Eddie's real daughter played in this movie. Eddie's real daughter played in this movie.
Beautiful,
she did a great job.
Beautiful young lady, Eddie Murphy's daughter. Beautiful. She did a great job.
Shout out to the Murphys.
And yes, and their mom. Beautiful.
Very much so.
Children. And so he was supposed to produce an heir.
And he did produce an heir.
And did not happen the way
he produced an heir. It was by as he said, bastard child. And he had to go to America to find his child. Okay, we got to get through this real fast because I can see where you're going, Mrs. B. But in what they said in the movie, I'm going to be real because this is a real movie. Mrs. B want to sanitize it. Eddie,
I'm sanitize it.
Mrs. B, you sanitize stuff.
Dr. B.
She sanitized stop. Let's not do that. Eddie wants to be real, and Eddie, yeah, well, there you go. But Eddie brought his child back that went through some stuff, and his child from what was it, Queens or from Brooklyn or Queens? I think
it was a good movie.
It was good, and he brought him back with his uncle Tracey Morgan, and there was this cultural clash from those who were from African Americans in Queens with Africans in Africa. So there was a cultural clash. That's what I liked about this movie. Many times you just bring different cultures. There's a cultural clash between African Americans and Africans. Guess what? We can all get together, and that's the reason. The take home for me, was that there is all this misconceptions and stereotypes of African Americans in all parts of the country, and I think they brought that up from those who were in Queens, particularly Eddie Murphy's child and his mother. His mother played a great role.
Yeah, she's one of the actors on Saturday Night Live. She's really
she
funny.
did a
and
very good job.
She was the home girl in the city.
She was the home girl,
and so
bringing
she went over there and said, "This is your son.
Yeah,
you don't know who the daddy is, but it's you, Hakeem."
But it's Hakeem, and
so,
Hakeem even had to admit to it. So
this young man up to the
and so they groomed him up. They groomed him up. But guess what? Just like the first one, he didn't go with the tradition. Now with the tradition of the African tradition of marrying the African queen that was ready, that was designated for him by, let me just say, Wesley Snipes was the other actor in this movie. He did an excellent job. And so, yes, they had to break away from their African tradition.
That's true.
And actually, the king's son wanted to marry an African woman, but not the designated selection.
So the same thing happened again in one.
Same thing happened again.
He said,
but with the flavor.
You're gorgeous.
Oh,
you're wonderful. It's updated to the of a style of the all types of different types of music. And the soundtracks and
by the way, the jokes were there. The jokes were flowing. Again, they were subtle. You have to watch. Let me just say this: you have to watch number 1 to get the jokes in number 2.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. If you miss number 1, this is not. Let me just say, if you miss number 1, this is not going to be funny for you. You have to get there. And the characters that Eddie played in the barbershop, he brought the barbershop scene back when the multiple characters, that Arsenio and
the barbershop
and Eddie, and his multiple characters that he had to dress up, that he had to put on the makeup. That was hilarious. Hilarious. And so, again, and then the final scene when they brought out the artists who were celebrating the marriage. And then guess who was the final artist presenting? It was Sexual Chocolate. It was Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah.
You know it. Eddie brought it. He didn't break it, and he was look at Mrs. B. She's mad at me.
It was a streamlined, streamed down. It was inner city, local neighborhood,
Sexual Chocolate
version.
And there was always one person, always one person that likes sexual. James. Yeah, always one person likes sexual chocolate, and he was still there. The brother.
Want to be Rick James.
And he said, "We are family." And that was a song that Sexual Chocolate sang at the end. And let me just say, there was a special guest appearance at the very end by my boy John Legend.
John Legend was nice.
John Legend sang the song. Welcome back. What's the country?
Well, here's the thing. And I want to bring up one important point.
Yeah, go right here.
You keep going on.
We're almost done.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Hurry.
Film.
Come on.
The point about women, the traditions of African, and you have to have an heir, and it has to be male, and that's fine. And then the woman that he has to choose has to always follow his rules, whatever you want, whatever you say. And then they had to change that. And then he realized even the men who are tradition African American, and black men wanted a woman who thought, had some brains, that would think, not to be trained up or etiquette up to do whatever the man wants her to do. And this is what the second one also did. Develop freedom for women.
And guess what? And guess what? That's what Eddie came to realize at the end. Akeem realized that even in his own marriage, okay, and then with his son. Yes. And then he had to remember what his mom said. Oh, his mom said, the actress that was in the first one, she said, follow your heart. Follow your heart. Well, and that's what he did. He allowed his son to follow his heart. So with that said, he picked his own way, and he picked his own
wife, and the one that he wanted.
And there we go. For him. And we are. That's our movie review of, guess what? Of Coming to America, the sequel. Of course.
It was funny.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. And guess what? It premiered on Amazon Prime, and it blew out the box of Amazon Prime, the most downloaded during the weekend. Okay?
I'm lukewarm on Amazon Prime, but I like it.
Yeah, but I gave it thumbs up. Because guess what? Guess what? It's a feel-good movie. And it's all about trying to feel good in the midst of all of what we're experiencing in 2021. So thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Arsenio, and thank you.
It was funny.
Thank you, homies. Keep it bringing it real.
Take care.
We out. I am Dr. B.
And I'm Mrs. B.
And we are Movie Reviews by Dr. B and Mrs. B. And we hope to see you back again soon. Please like and subscribe. We still bring it, y'all. We still bringing it. Gots to. We out. There you go, Mrs. B. There you go. We kept it at 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can't believe it. There's our podcast. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I still, Mrs. B, let me just break this down. You know, I'm an Eddie Murphy fan.
I know you are, Dr.
You know,
B.
I'm not going to dog out my boy. Because let me just say, I don't know him, but I've seen him in concert. I've seen him in concert from day one. I've seen my boy Eddie in concert when he first came out in Detroit, in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he broke away from the mold of Saturday Night Live, and he saw his future. Yeah, he has a big family now.
He had to break away from the
He
mold.
broke away from the mold.
Well, it's a creativity.
He broke away from the mold, and he saw the longevity of his comedic career. So that's the reason why.
And the profit.
The profit,
Don't
of course.
The profit. They need to make long-term income because of lack of diversity in the movie and film industry.
And that's the reason why, he continued to make movies and then stopped for a while. And then now that Eddie is coming back in this movie. And let me just say a shout out to John Amos as well. And Morgan Freeman was in this movie. Of course, I'm going to remember the major one. But I just want to give a shout out in this special podcast that Eddie was still trying to show that tradition. And let me just say, in the interviews that I saw him and his daughter, and he joked with his daughter. His daughter even said, didn't see Coming to America until recently. Yeah. And she said, quite frankly, she said, Dad, this is not your funniest movie. She thought 48 Hours and the other movies were funnier. And he said, and on camera, he said, what do you mean Coming to America is not funny? And he was joking around with her in a split screen.
Yeah, that was nice.
But as it was so good to see him as a father really working with his daughter to create teach her the craft and the art of acting.
That is important. Particularly, I'm coming from a school of fine and performing arts in 1989, and we graduated the same alumni from the same university. But the thing is that teaching her the craft of the work and really the business. How do you move up? How do you get ahead? What are the ethical ways to stay out of trouble? What are the ways that you don't put yourself in jeopardy, but at the same time know the business and make sure that you are in control of yourself as a woman in that business and as a man, and particularly people of color, African American, Black, and multiracial people in the film industry. And he grooming his daughter up, showing her those
recognizing
things, and having your own production, your own self-control of yourselves. No one else on you.
Yet here's the bottom line in the interview that I saw. A couple of interviews. He said, doesn't matter about who you are, what you're about.
And your creative talent belongs to you.
I know you want to put in the last word, Mrs. B, but here's the last
not
word.
the last word.
Yes, it is.
Dr. B and Mrs.
She's
B.
geared up. She's geared up to put the last word.
This is the marriage part.
She's geared up to put the last part. Yeah, yes. I'm not saying that, but this is for a podcast audience a little bit more.
Oh,
so,
yeah, sure. Sure.
Slow down, Mrs. B.
I will when you
Slow
do.
down. Slow down, Mrs. B.
Yes, I have slowed down.
But Eddie was
Thank goodness
seriously trying to step by step show his daughter, here's the ropes.
Like we did ours.
There she goes interjecting.
Like we did
He's just
siblings.
Politely but comedically showing her, here's how to run your business regardless of who you are, regardless of your ethnicity, gender, or whatever. Here's how to provide, to get longevity in this entertainment business. So that's reason why he truly wanted to do this Coming to America, because initially he wasn't going to do Coming to America 2 at all. And he said he realized that he needed to do something for all his kids. And this was one movie that finally came to his attention by his kids. And like, wow, I'm leaving this out and I'm not showing them how to do, to be in this business on a long-term basis. And I got to bring them into the fold step by step.
Well, it's a
so
legacy.
he didn't know which one, but he obviously his daughter, actress, and she just took to it. And she had to, guess what? She had to audition for this role because she initially auditioned for the oldest daughter, but they selected her for the middle daughter in the role.
Work your way up.
Yes,
that's fair.
So that's where she was. So thank you, Mrs. B. This is podcast. Yes. We want to thank our podcast, Podbean. We want to thank iHeartRadio. We are out. See you, podcast audience.